Hello, everyone. It's Alexis here with Create Your Future. I'm one of our coaches here on staff, and I'm also a hypnotherapist and a master practitioner of NLP. All right, so let's get into today's video. So I cannot tell you how excited I am to share this success story, part number 2. So the first video for this client was to go from midlife crisis to happily ever after. Okay, so now this client has you guys manifested her SP, who is her husband also. She said I could say that, so it's okay, to come back and be with her family for Thanksgiving. So I know that there are so many of you guys out there that really want to manifest your SP by a deadline, by Christmas, by an anniversary, by a birthday. And this really, I hope, will give you the determination and the ability to be persistent in your mental diet and persistent in your new thinking to get what you want. All right, so this is a little bit impromptu. I usually am in a different area of my office to record my videos, but I was so excited. I just had to pop on and make this success story right now. All right, so a couple key things to think about. Because the SP manifesting and the conscious manifesting process, usually we come to this after heartbreak, rejection, years of feeling rejected, years of a rejection story, or just things that we've been through. So I want to make it really clear, you guys, that this client had been through that and then some. Her SP had moved across the country, didn't want anything to do with her, didn't want anything to do with the family, had pretty much gone into a full-blown midlife crisis, and she began to look into law of attraction, and then that's how she found Create Your Future, and that's how she booked scheduled sessions with me, and we got really into recreating her mental diet and focusing on the positive intentions, because that's always where it's at. So like I mentioned in the first video, this client had manifested the SP back, and then she manifested the SP to spend Thanksgiving with the family and with the kids. So I've also gotten requests for videos on how to align and how to focus on the ideal version of the specific person. So I'm going to use this client, and I'm going to use this video as an example from the client and from myself of how you can actually do this in your mind and in your own reality and in your space, okay? So what this client did was that she decided that she was going to live in the internal world, so her thought space to her heart space, and she was convicted with persistency. Now, I'll get into the exact intentions that she used, but deciding internally and having the conviction and the persistency to stay on the mental diet, to stay on the intentions, and that you can and you are and you will manifest the version of the SP that's of your choosing is so incredibly important, because it's just a day-to-day, moment-to-moment decision. So how this client did that, I asked her, how did you do it? Because I always want to know, because everyone's different. How did you become a success story? The way she explained it to me, that I'm going to explain to you guys, is that she saw it like this. The one version of the SP was like over here. So all the things, the midlife crisis, the left, there were some other things involved. So all the details of the SP were over here. She decided that instead the ideal version was here. She was only going to focus on, think about, dwell in, and really align and entertain thoughts about that ideal version. She was living in the end of the ideal version. She was thinking of the ideal version. She was dwelling constantly in thoughts of the ideal version. And really, it was her intentions. It was her mental diet. But she made the decision, like I have the other video of the blue pen and the orange pen, right? This is another video that's saying the same thing, but in a different way. And this is how that client really got that conviction. She had confidence in her ability to manifest. She decided that she was a master manifester, and then it all began to unfold, okay? So as you're watching this, you first of all want to be telling yourself, like Amanda always tells us, and we're always saying, intend that you're going to be a success story. Intend that you're going to get the right guidance that you need to get on the proper intentions, the right mental diet. We have a great group of coaches. I'm one of them, and all the information's in the links below. So start intending for that for yourself, but really thinking, really focusing on there's the version of that you don't want. There's the version that you do want. Constantly aligning, dwelling with that ideal version is where the recreation process is really at, okay? So that's another way to look at it, and you just want to make the decision within yourself. Have the conviction. You're worth it. You deserve it. You're a priority. You get what you want. Having thoughts like that in the back of the mind that you only deserve to be entertaining with the ideal version. Because you do, you guys. You can have everything. You can be everything. We're all connected. You are everything anyways. So why not go for the best? Okay, so just a couple things. This client manifested the trip back with the SP. She also manifested the SP back for Thanksgiving. Now, the funny thing is that all of her intentions showed up exactly the way she had been intending, okay? So couple things is that she had intended for him to follow her around. Guess what? He followed her all around the rental house like a puppy dog. She intended for him to always be by her side. So guess what? He was always by her side. Literally word for word, all the intentions that she had been focusing on, again, of that version, that ideal version of him, are how he showed up in the 3D reality because of her persistence, okay? So a couple other things is that she intended for him to hold her so tight. Guess what happened? He held her so tight when they cuddled, didn't want to let her go, okay? Other things that manifested were a couples massage, and she had done scripting and written about a couples massage months before. This was just left and right. It was an unbelievable success story, but I want to be clear here with everybody listening, and it's a really good reminder for all of us that persistency is key. Persistency in the ideal version, persistency in the new version, persistency when you're not seeing evidence, you guys, right? This would be an easy game if you thought a thought and you saw evidence right away. It would be an easy game if you thought of the new version and they showed up that way right away, but that's just not how this process works. And I get asked about it all the time. So it's okay if you go into questioning and doubting, but you want to get right back on the mental diet, and you want to remember that the more that you persist in the ideal version of the SP, the more that it's inevitable that they're going to show up that way in the 3D reality. But you've got to be on the right mental diet. You have to be on the right mental intentions about it, because that's really where the manifestation, where the proof in the pudding is what I'm trying to say. Okay. All right. So to go into the intentions that she had said. All right. So I'm going to read these out, and then you can add these also to your mental diet. See if they resonate with you. He always wants to be around me. He always holds me so tight. He trails after me wherever I go. He wants to be with me all of the time. He's always coming back to me, and he always chooses me. Okay, so those are some of the intentions that she used for him. And then they were more specific because obviously it was tailored to her situation, and we really honed in on what some of the blocks were and made it specific to her. And then just to think about some personal intentions for her self-concept, for her self-talk about herself, that she began to tell herself, no other outcome is possible. Nothing else is a more possible outcome than the ideal version of my SP. I'm putting it all on the inside. So that's how there was a 3D outside of her. She put it all on the inside with her thoughts. So even intending for the intentions here, I'm putting it all on the inside. My inner world creates my outer world. My default place now is the inner world. Okay. Now I will add, so those are all the intentions. She also had the intention, I'm remembering now, about that I am a master manifester and I am becoming a master manifester. So if that resonates with you, you can also go ahead and use that. The other thing I want to add is that she wanted me to share is that if she can turn this around, she feels like anyone can. So I know that there's a lot of people that watch our channel, and a lot of our clients are going through heartbreak. They're going through something that feels so significant. It feels so monumental. I get it, you guys. I've been there myself. But remember that these success stories are from real people just like you out there, who have gone through heartbreak, who have gone through the motions, they've gone through the fire, they've been persistent on the decision consistently to go back to that mental diet and to go back to the beautiful 4D, 5D place within. So remember that what happens within happens without. It's how it works. That's just the mechanics of the law of attraction. Manifest your dominant thoughts. The persistent dominant thoughts are what show up in your outer reality. And it really is that simple. All right. So I hope this has inspired you guys out there to continue manifesting, knowing that you can manifest someone by a deadline, because this client certainly did. You can manifest somebody by Christmas. You can manifest somebody by a holiday. You can manifest somebody by a birthday if that resonates with you, as long as you're persistent on the mental talk and on the mental diet. All right. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe. All the information for coaching for me and for all of us is in the box below. And I look forward to seeing everyone in the next video. Make today an awesome day. See you soon. Thank you.